right, people, here we go. Mandatory Metallica for your big Tuesday. I'm Dangerous Darren.
I'm Pounding Pat.
And
Ron McGovney here.
hi, Ron. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Thanks for the invite.
Hey, thanks for tracking
coming
us down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Did you just hear the show?
Yeah, I was driving to work one night, and I heard that you guys were playing one of my demo tapes that I was playing, and then you said my name, and I was dumbfounded that you even said it right.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, I got to get in touch with these guys and say, hey, I got some tapes. Maybe you would be interested. And then so I faxed you a letter, and you said, yeah, come on down. So here I am.
That is great. So where are you living now?
Downey, right back where I started.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't we start with the beginning? You knew James from way back when?
Yeah, James and I went to junior high school at East Middle School in Downey, and to Downey High School together. And we just kind of got together after junior high school because, when you get thrown in high school, you don't really know anybody. You got all kinds of different people coming up, and you just kind of, go with the people that you recognize. So we just kind of stuck in a group and hung out, and James was in a band at the time, Obsession.
Were you playing at this time?
No, I was just, I was taking guitar lessons, just like acoustic stuff, I was playing, like Stairway to Heaven and things like that.
Right.
But, James, he was like my idol back then, because he had the long hair, the Gibson SG. I also thought it was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so I became a roadie for this band, Obsession, and we just kind of went from there, and he asked me, I don't really want to play covers anymore. Let's try to get something together. And I said, well, I'm interested, but I really don't know how to play anything. So he says, well, let's go down to the Downey Music Center and we'll rent a bass and amp and see what happens. So he just kind of taught me and helped me through, and that's how we got together, and then formed a band called called Leather Charm. It's just as bad as it sounds, man.
Clam fags.
It was bad. Right. We had songs called like Let's Go Rock and Roll and Hades Ladies, and we used to play Slick Black Cadillac by Quiet Riot. Man.
Wow.
Some really terrible stuff, but
now, was James singing at that time?
He was a singer, yeah.
And playing?
He was singing and playing at that time, but then later he decided, hey, I don't want to play rhythm guitar anymore. I want to be the front man. I want to be the David Lee Roth. I want to get all the chicks. So he says, well, I want to be the front man. So we got a guitar player, and we recorded a few tracks that never went anywhere. And finally, that whole project went down the drain, and he would look for something new. So at the time, I was taking pictures for Motley Crue when they were just coming up in the clubs. And he says, well, I want to get this heavy band together, blah, 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 and he brings over this drummer named Lars. And I'm all, okay, let's play. We already had Hit the Lights. Hit the Lights was already our song before Metallica. Anyway, it was a Leather Charm song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we started playing it, and he starts playing, and I'm going, this guy, does he know how to play drums, or is he a little roadie? And he said, no, he's the drummer. I go, this guy can't play. So I said, you take your project, do what you want to do. So they started practicing throughout that whole summer, and they started getting it together, and I was there. It was in my house, in my garage. So I just kind of hung out and started listening to it. And they got a bass player, and he said, yeah, this is all going to work out. But he couldn't play at all. So one time we were sitting around drinking, they say, well, why don't you come in and play Hit the Lights with us, So I went in there, and Lars says, come on, man, why don't you just join the band? Just join the band. So I go, okay. So I was in, and they had put an ad in the recycler, and said, want some way up fast lead guitar player, blah, blah, blah. I answered the phone one day, and this guy named Dave was on the phone. And he was just spewing this baloney I cannot believe. Yeah. Said he had like 4 Marshall stacks and 4 BC Rich bitches, and just going on and on. And I said, hey, James, it's the phone for you, man. This guy's head won't fit through the door. And he gave it to him, and he brought him over, and he was really a good lead guitar player, but he only had 1 Risson stack, which is beige, and 1 BC Rich bitch that was a piece of junk that would never stay in tune. So he was a little exaggerating, you know.
So did Lars finally learn how to play?
Oh yeah,
was
he
Just
did.
a lot of practicing?
Yeah, we worked a lot together because I really didn't have that much, you know, technical skill, and I don't know if I ever really gained any. But you know, Lars and I worked together and kind of learned how to play and stuff. And you know, James was like our mentor. He just kind of showed us what to do.
Right. And so you brought us some tapes also.
Yeah.
That we are going to hear, not yet because I screwed it all up, and so it will be coming. So why don't we just do Hit the Lights here real quick from Kill 'Em All, and then we'll get all into this.
All right.
Okay. It's 105.5 KNC. Ron McGovney, original bass player for Metallica. That would be correct?
Yes.
Okay. We can say that. It's mandatory Metallica. It's 105.5 KNAC. Hit the lights for you. That one off Kill 'Em All. Ron McGovney in here. Dangerous Darren.
Tony Pat here.
Dan and Pat. So the original band Metallica started in Los Angeles.
Well, Norwalk anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, down here.
Yeah, down here
Yeah, I
in
guess.
L.A.
So what was the big when or why was the big jaunt up to San Francisco?
Well, we had played up there when I was in the band. I think it's 27 or 30-something gigs with them anyway. And a few times, 3 or 4 times, we went up and played in San Francisco. And we really never got any recognition or any fans here. We went on stage here, and we were playing with bands like Rat, you know, Steeler, bands that, you know, poser bands that, you know, we got up there and play, and they just stand there going, "Oh, I mean, are you guys punk? Are you guys heavy metal, or what are you guys?" Because it was kind of a nondescript band at that time, because there was really no other band like it. And we really didn't get any. We had played a lot of gigs here, but really never had any fans here. But then we got one gig in San Francisco, and people showed up who knew who we were off because of the Metal Massacre album. And we had a pretty big crowd up there after the 2 or 3 shows that we played up there, and they just loved the San Francisco fans. I think that's basically why they went up there.
And so what did they just kind of, okay, let's pack up and go?
Well, things were, I was kind of their babysitter, you might say. Okay, I was James's babysitter, Lars's, and Dave's babysitter. You see, they would get stinking drunk all the time, and you have to have a straight man, someone to drive them everywhere. And you know, I was elected that person. I would have liked to be, you know, hanging out, partying and stuff, but I was always the one with all the responsibility thrown on me, being the road manager. I had to go find the hotels. I had to drive the truck. I had to get the trailer and load the equipment, you know, all that. And they'd sit in the back of the truck and drink a gallon of vodka and get, you know, totally ripped. And then they'd say, "Ah, man, Ron's being such a jerk, blah, blah, blah." And so they just became to hate me. I mean, we were coming back from San Francisco one time, and they started with they said, "Pull over, you know, and get a gallon of vodka." So I'm sitting up there driving. They're in the back of the pickup with the camper shell. And they kept saying, every 5 miles, pull over, I gotta pee. And I go out there last time, Lars is laying in the middle of Interstate 5 on the double yellow line, you know, and I pick him up, and I mean, you know, he doesn't weigh that much, so I picked him up and I threw him, and I said, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" So they just became, you know, I just became their enemy, you know. So they just kind of started doing little things to make me quit. It's like, you know, things would start disappearing. I'm not going to say who did it, but I won't name any names, but he was here last week.
Right. That's really funny. We've had half of the original Metallica here within 3 days.
That's okay, Dave.
He's not listening. He lives in Phoenix now anyway.
Oh, he'll get a tape. I don't doubt it. Anyway, so little things started happening. Things started disappearing from me, blah, blah, blah. And it just got to the point where they couldn't stand me anymore. I couldn't stand them anymore. They started looking for another bass player. They found Cliff down at.
Were you there that night when they?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
I don't think that's ever been mentioned that you were there.
Yeah.
They said always, like in the interviews, that James and Lars seen Cliff.
No, we all went down there. We all went down to the Whiskey, and there was this triple banger show from San Francisco. One of the bands was Trauma. We walk in, and it's like, what's going on? You know, the guitar players are playing the rhythm, and the bass player's playing the lead. And we're going, whoa. And then I guess that's when they decided, you know, we want that guy. So then they started, kissing his butt, and that's how they got in.
Mm-hmm. So did you ever move up to San Francisco,
No.
or you've been here the whole time?
No, see, James lived with me, and, one day I just said, get all your stuff out, James, get out, and they got out. They went and got a Ryder truck, and boom, they were gone. But it was just kind of a bad situation at the end. But and especially with stuff that's written later, it just, all they do is rag on me every time you hear anybody
book
talk.
they do too, yeah.
Oh, in any book, any interview, they'll mention me, but then they'll just say, they'll say that they hate me, but they don't say why. So that's all right.
So you guys did do some recording though when you were here, the stuff that we're about to hear.
Oh, yeah.
The No Life to Leather.
This is No Life to Leather. A lot of people try to make it out that Cliff played on the No Life to Leather, but he didn't. I played on it. And they even were giving out No Life to Leather after I was out of the band, and they'd say, band members Dave Mustaine, James, Lars, and Cliff, and then in fine print it says Cliff does not play on this tape. So everybody just thought it was Cliff playing, but we recorded it here at the Chateau East Studios on an 8-track in Tustin, California.
And so this was 1982.
1982, yeah, July.
It's got the date on it, July 6th.
6, 82.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what we're going to hear, Seek and Destroy. So this would be an original, this would be right off the...
This is the first generation tape right off the reel-to-reel, so it should sound pretty good. And a lot different than anybody else has, because...
Yeah, you heard one of my bootlegs, we'll say the word, versions of the No Life to Leather, and he goes, wait a minute, that's slow. And I always thought it was kind of slow, too. Seek and Destroy, you can really notice it. I'm sure you guys have a thing called Outtakes 82, 83, and there's another one called No Life to Leather and One Last Visit, and it's slowed down. Whoever got the tape recorded it poorly or something, because his version, the original, sounds a lot better.
Okay, well, let's check that out. So Seek and Destroy is what we're going to do.
Go for it.
It's 105.5 KNEC Mandatory Metallica. 105.5 KNAC Mandatory Metallica. There's off of No Life to Leather.
Yep.
The original. Ron McGovney in here, original bass player for Metallica. Coming in tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow and Thursday. Yeah.
Terrific. Because we'll be taking some calls later on in the week and stuff like that. Why don't we... do you have a couple questions that you want to ask there?
Yeah.
Why don't you do your bit?
Okay. I know you went to school with James and stuff. I wondered about the death of his mom. Did it happen all of a sudden, or was she ill for a long time? And did he feel resentful against, like, his, he was raised religiously, and he thought, like, God had failed him because his mom died?
Well, we didn't know that his mom was sick, to tell you the truth. And she apparently had a long battle with cancer, I think it was. And one day James didn't show up for school for like a week, and we'd always meet at the lockers and stuff, and all of a sudden, one day he shows up, and we go, yeah, hey, man, where were you, blah, blah, you out partying, or you out, on vacation or whatever? He says, no, my mom died. And we just like, our mouths just dropped. We didn't know what to say. And he says, yeah, and I have to clean out my locker now, and I have to go move in with my brother in Brea and go to Brea Olinda High School. And we're all, no way, this isn't happening, So he moved out of Downey, went to Brea Olinda with his brother.
A total preppy school. All the kids hate him and stuff.
Yeah, I guess his first day he went to school, he bumped one of the jocks' car, and they came up and punched him right in the ear.
Really?
Poor guy, yeah. That was his initiation to Brea Olinda. Well, these are the guys that walk around with B.O. on their shirts,
Right.
so I don't know what kind of mentality is that.
Yeah.
Okay. When did he first move into your parents' house, and can you tell us, like, where that's at, and that living situation you guys had? Is it really
No need to give the exact address, though.
Oh, the address is gone anyway. It's all
Okay.
taken for the Century Freeway. But my parents had a big house and 3 rental houses in the back, and it was going to be taken for the freeway anyway. So my mom says, well, you can have one of the houses for free. So James and I took her up on it and did the garage. We soundproofed the garage. We didn't have any neighbors, though, because all the houses were gone. We were just basically, by ourselves. And James lived with me there. We had a 2-bedroom house. One of the bedrooms we made into our, like, living room.
Uh-huh.
But our big living room, we had a pool table in. So,
Oh.
and that's where we recorded those first
Four songs?
first 4-song demo in a 4-track in that garage.
And it was on your machine?
It was Lars borrowed it from somebody. I don't know who had it though.
And how old were you at that time?
We were 18. Yeah, I would have been 18. James 18. Lars was still in high school when we first started, so we had to wait for him to do his homework.
Wow.
Yeah. We even played a gig at Lars's high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at Back Bay High School in Newport Beach. And we set up on the stage, and they were having a play go on at the same time when we had to set up, like, James was in the living room, I was in the bathroom, and it was like a house setting. It started off, all these kids were there and everything. By the time we got done, there was like 2 skinheads and, the janitor. That's it. On a tour, and they came over and stayed at my house after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there was bad blood at first, but then it became all right after that. I guess they can get along with me as long as I'm not in a band with them.
Right.
So all the stories about you being fired are not true, that you actually quit? Or
Well, they were probably gonna tell me, but
they never actually took you aside and said that?
No.
Every story I've ever seen, that's what they said.
Oh yeah, they say they kicked me out, blah blah blah. Yeah, no, it's just they try to do it the chicken way. They tried to
quit
to make me quit.
Right.
So it just got to the point where I was getting the feeling that they didn't want me anyway. So I just told them to get out.
And your last true live show was at Mahube's? Is that true?
No, it would have been the old Waldorf.
That 1129 show?
1129, yeah, 82.
We'll probably play a couple songs from that, like Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, in the days to come.
Yeah.
So after you quit them, did you try getting in any more bands, or was that done? Were you done?
I was really discouraged with the whole thing. I thought, why should I get in a band? I mean, I just lose friends that way. So I didn't get into another band until about 1986, end of 86. I co-founded a band with Caton DePena from Hyrax, and we formed a band called Phantasm. And we just kind of had a marginal success in the clubs around here. Played Fenders with Plasmatics and everything, but we were more of a punk band. We had that kind of a following. So we didn't really have that much of a metal following. But that kind of broke up because we get fan mail, but everybody they'd be writing me, asking me about Metallica, so that kind of made bad blood in that band too.
Yeah.
What do you think about the new Unbound book?
I think it should be called Untrue, because this KJ Dalton.
Have you read the whole? Did you read the whole thing?
I've seen clips out of it, and he called me for input on this book, right? He says, "Yeah, I'm making this book, blah blah blah," and I said, "Wait a minute, you want me to give you my stuff so you can make money off Metallica when I've never received a dime for anything, And so he said he just went beyond me, and he went to people I cannot stand, and you know who you are, all three of you, big fat, okay, and your skinny husband, and he's blonde bimbo, and you know who you are too, and they gave him credit. They got pictures and everything in here. They gave him credit for stuff in here, which is totally. He must work for the Inquirer or something. This is totally low. This guy used to be our fan club person, right? So you'd think that he would know something about the band, but he was in Oregon when we were down here in L.A. So how would he really know what was going on except for what Lars wrote in? So anything you read in here, you're going to get Lars's, perception of what was going on. So I'm planning on putting out my own book. So if there are any publishers out there, Mr. Simon and Schuster, if you want to call. Yeah, I really want to, because I've got lots of information and lots of photos.
Yeah, you got some great pictures.
Yeah,
and maybe I can get my side out rather than the biased Lars's side of the whole thing. And I just can't believe that he went to those extremes to get information. It's just amazing.
Now, with Hit the Lights and stuff, so you didn't see a dime from any of that?
No,
Did you?
No.
You had to be there helping write
Well, as for writing, I had a full-time job, so I was at work all the time. James and Lars, they didn't work, so they were in the garage playing all the time. And you know, Dave had it. I'm not going to say what Dave did for a living, but he was kind of an independent contractor.
It says in the book what he did.
Okay, well, I guess pick up the book. I'm not going to say.
I think you probably shouldn't.
Anyways, what was I talking about?
About
You had a full-time job, you didn't...
Oh, yeah.
any money for it.
But I did do some arranging that I never did get any credit for. Arranging of songs, you know, putting riffs here and there. That's all Lars did. He gets credit for everything. But all he does is say, you know, well, this riff sounds better here, or this sounds better here. He never makes up anything. I mean, James is the creative person in the band. If there was no James, there would be no Metallica. None of them would be anything without him. He is the person. But you know, you can talk to Lars, and he will say that you know, they're a team and this and that. But really, if see, James, he's the creative artist person, and Lars is the business person. So you put them together, you have a team. But separately, no, Lars couldn't do anything without him.
Right.
What was the story in that one song that was parts of 3 different Leather Charm songs you were telling me?
Oh yeah, No Remorse, one of the songs on Kill 'Em All. There were 3 riffs in that song that came from Leather Charm songs. We had a song called Let's Go Rock and Roll. It was pretty fun. I had a song called Handsome Ransom, and I can't even remember what the other name of the song was, but there's 3 riffs that Lars listened to our tape of Leather Charm, and he says, hey, you know, won't we take this and this and this? And that's how you get No Remorse from that.
Wow.
So.
And even Creeping Death was an Exodus song a long time ago called Die by His Hand.
Yeah,
I lifted part of that and turned it into Die by My Hand.
Yeah, I don't doubt
for
it.
Creeping Death.
Yeah.
Well, we pretty much gotta end this. We're so glad you came in.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it, and we will see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll play a lot more stuff off of this. We'll get it
More
all.
music
We'll
tomorrow.
get it all on tape and stuff like that. So I guess we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, and hopefully take some calls.
And we'll take some calls too. Yeah. Okay. Let's.
All
We'll play one more Metallica tune. I think we can do. Okay, it's right there. We can do this one. So we'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Pat.
Okay. See you.
Won't see you, Wences. Okay, it's mandatory Metallica. Ron McGovney, thanks again, and we will see you tomorrow and Thursday.
All right.
Okay, it's 105.5 KNAC.
And Ron McGovney back again for more abuse.
Back again. Or to abuse.
To give abuse.
Okay, all right, Ron McGovney once again back, original bass player for Metallica. Had a great time yesterday.
Yeah, it was great. Fun.
That was a lot of fun. This is your first radio interview.
Yeah, for a major station. Another one I did. One in Palos Verdes for a smaller station you guys might know, but I won't say the call letters.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't. Yeah.
But this is really the first interview.
Well, we're going to take phone calls tonight, so if you got phone calls or questions that you would like to do, maybe questions from last night's interview or just questions that you want to know, get those in, 310-437-KNAC, 714-534-KNAC. Where did we leave off last night? You remember?
We hadn't quite covered the trip to San Francisco for the first time and how that came about.
Okay, first time in San Francisco, Brian Slagle from Metal Blades Records set it up. He was having a Metal Massacre night up there with some of the bands on the Metal Massacre album, and one of them couldn't go for some reason, and they asked us to go, and we just filled in, and we just got a major response. And when they found out that we were going to go, there was just tons of people. We just blew the doors off of everybody else that was there. We couldn't believe the response. It was just crazy.
I wonder why you guys were so much bigger up there than...
Because have more of a European. I don't know what to say, but the kids there, they like the European import kind of things. You know, Motorhead. You know, Venom. You know, heavy stuff back then, and there was really no other bands that were doing it that were American bands. So we went up there, and we had already had the demo out, and they just really took off from there.
I think it's amazing, like on this one live thing I have, you hear all the people shouting the names of all the different songs out in the audience, and there was no official album even released for like 6 months, and everyone knew all the titles, and they're screaming them out.
Yeah, that demo went around and around the whole world, you know. Lars sent them out everywhere, you know. Yeah, everywhere in Europe, and they got one to Japan, and, you know, we got letters from all over the world, even when I was in the band.
Right.
Jeez.
You had some more questions there, Pat?
Yeah, I think first of all, everyone wants to know your full name.
Full name?
Okay. Yeah, first
Ronald Joe McGovney.
Okay, a lot of people ask me that. I didn't know.
Really?
Name. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
you want to see my driver's
kind of an
license?
odd one.
Well, they want to know your birthday.
11/2/63.
Okay, and astrological sign.
That would make me a Scorpio.
Scorpio.
Okay.
What's-
Our fans want to know these kind of things.
What show is this?
Yeah, I know.
They know like what Jason, Lars, they know all their signs, and you know when their moon is high or low.
Wonder what kind of underwear I wear too, huh?
Yeah, our fans might want to know.
The
Boxers or
Fruit
briefs?
of the Loomers. Okay, we'll also touch base here real quick. I got a call from somebody. We got a call from KJ Doughton,
Oh, yeah.
from the guy that wrote Unbound.
I've heard of that guy, yeah.
Somebody had called him about the interview last night and was telling him what you were saying and stuff like that. Now he wants to call up and get his piece, because I think, I don't know if they're pissed or just kind of bummed at some of the stuff you're saying. Really not too sure. So what I'm going to do, I got the guy's home number. He's up in Oregon, and so I'm going to call him tomorrow and have him call here, and then have you and him talk.
Yeah, make sure you call collect, all right?
Yeah. Okay. But you have no problem with that?
No, put him on.
Okay. Let's do it.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I even found some mistakes in the book. There's like at least 3 mistakes I found, and I'm not an expert.
Right.
You got dates wrong, and you know, I think you would have had somebody proofread it that knew what was going on.
Yeah. Now, okay. Well, we'll deal with that all tomorrow. Do you have Metallica albums?
Oh,
Do you
sure.
have all the albums, or are you like a fan?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I have to buy my Metallica albums just like everybody else. I don't get any free things. I mean, I only got maybe the first album I got for free, and Ride the Lightning I got for free because I was down at Electra Records with James one time, and they gave me one. Otherwise, I mean, I got to go out and buy them just like everybody else.
Right. What about shows? You going to the shows when they come around too?
Well, they usually call me up. James usually calls me up the last minute and says, yeah, you know, come down and hang out. So we usually sit around and toss a few and, you know, talk about the old days, basically, while he signs 250 autographs.
Yeah. And they did thank you on the
First 3 albums.
first 3, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So,
really glad they did.
you know, yeah. All right, so now we have stuff that nobody's ever heard before. Pat doesn't even have.
Nope. You got me on this one.
No, nobody's got this. This was recorded in my garage. What song are we hearing?
Hit the Lights.
Hit the Lights.
Okay, this would be March of 1982. This would probably be the oldest Metallica anybody's ever heard, aside from if they were at my house or something. But it's for all. I just want to clarify for all the musicians out there that are going to be listening to this. You got to realize that we're all like 18-year-old kids. Just Lars and I are just learning our instruments and everything. So if it sounds pretty bad, you know, just take it with a grain of salt.
Right.
So
now, is this the stuff where James is not playing guitar?
This would be just me and Lars and Dave Mustaine playing, and James is just singing with his little leopard skin gauntlet and his tiger striped shirt and stuff. You know, I hate to burn his image, but that's what he was wearing.
Motley Crue fan club?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we're going to hear Hit the Lights
Hit the lights.
from your garage.
Hit the lights.
Standards, Darren, Pound and Pat, Ron McGovney also here. You ready to take some phone calls there, Ron?
Shoot.
Okay, here we go. Hi, can't he see who's this?
Erica.
Erica?
Hi.
Okay, you're on with Ron McGovney.
Hi, Ron.
Hi, this Erica, you said?
Yeah.
This isn't my wife, Erica, is it?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll say hi to my wife, Erica, anyway. Okay, go ahead.
Well, one of the questions I had was already answered, and I was like, do you still talk to the guys, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I only really talk to them when they come down here in concerts and stuff. You know, James will give me a call at the last minute, say, you know, come on down and, you know, put me on the list, and we'll hang out backstage while he signs autographs and, you know, just talk about old days and, you know, have a few beers, whatever. It's basically like the same. He's like the same guy as when we were in high school.
That's cool. Oh, well, say hi to him. He's my favorite. I really dig him. Okay, well, my second question was, what do you think of Chris Crocker's book?
Who?
Chris Crocker's. He wrote a book about you guys, too.
Oh, is that little one, that little black thing with no pictures?
Is that what that is, Sandy?
With the red cover?
Yeah, with the red letters.
Yeah.
Straight ends of metal?
Yeah, the frayed ends of heavy.
Yeah,
Oh, it's horrible.
I have that at home, and I think I just skimmed through it, and it just, this guy's information's even worse than KJ's
Really?
information. This guy's really off. I don't know who he is and where he's from, but
He's some guy from New Jersey.
oh, really?
Yeah. Never been
I
out
don't know.
That explains
I
it.
don't know who he is, but anyway, whatever he had written about me, I read it for about 10 seconds and said, "Oh, well, here goes another one," and I just put it down.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because it says that Lars and James wrote Hit the Lights. And
No, that's not right. No, James and this other guitar player that was in Leather Charm named Troy James, he wrote the riff. Troy James wrote the riff for Hit the Lights. He never got any credit for it,
yeah.
and which is too bad. I mean, he could have made some bucks.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, Erica.
Bye.
Hi, Candy C. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Robert.
Hi, Robert. You're on with Ron McGovney, and don't cuss if you could.
Okay.
Okay.
What's up, Ron?
Hey,
My question is, if Metallica called you up today and said, "Hey, man, we want you in the band. We don't want Jason anymore," what would you say?
I'd say, send that Learjet out here. Yeah, I'm ready. But as long as my family was provided for and everything would be, cool with my family and everything, because that's the number one priority to me now, is my wife, my son Justin, and we have another baby on the way, and they're my number one priority. As long as I knew that I'd be able to spend enough time with them, and obviously I'd probably make a heck of a lot more money. Yeah, I'd say yeah.
All right, man. Thanks. Good
All
luck.
right. Thanks.
Candy C. Who's this?
Sean.
Sean?
Yeah.
All right, Sean, do it, man.
Ron,
Yes.
what do you think of Jason?
His playing or his personality?
Just both.
Well, he's a really nice guy. The only problem with Jason is every time I talk to him, I'm usually really drunk. And he probably thinks I'm like some kind of really to the curb street drunk or something. But the only time I ever really go out and party is when they come around. It's every 3 years. But every time he sees me, I'm drunk. So he probably thinks I'm a jerk. But I've hung out with him, when I wasn't completely ripped. And he's really a really down-to-earth, nice guy. And he's really a great bass player, too. I like Jason a lot.
Yeah. All right, thanks.
Okay, man. All right. Well, we're still taking calls if you have them. You got any more questions here, Pat, while we're...
Yeah,
while
a
we're
lot
doing
of people
stuff?
want to know exactly what kind of equipment you used back in the old days in '82.
Let's see, Washburn B2 bass. I had an Ibanez Roadster before that got stolen at one of our gigs by someone's roadie. Someone who was in our band is roadie. I'm not going to say his name, but he was here last week. Anyways, and I had a Sherwin Vega head and cabinets.
Yeah, I think I've seen those in the picture.
Yeah, that's basically what I had.
Now, how many gigs did you guys play with James not playing guitar? Did you guys do any live gigs where he was just a front man?
Oh yeah. We played our first probably, I'd say 5 or 6 gigs like that. We played a big show, our biggest show when we just started. Our third show we ever played was with Saxon, which was a big band back then. And we played at the Whiskey, and we opened up for him, and James was just singing. And we tried to pass off all those Diamond Head songs as our songs. All we had was Hit the Lights, Jump in the Fire, and The Mechanics as our own songs. And we had 4 Diamond Head songs that we played. And every time we played a gig, nobody knew that they weren't our songs.
Right.
Until we played with Saxon. The roadies come up to us and say, "Hey, those are pretty good Diamond Head songs you guys are playing." We kind of felt pretty low,
Right.
after that.
And so, did we talk about this on the air last night, or I think we might have talked about it off the air, was where after James was singing for a while, then he wanted to go back to just playing guitar and not singing?
Yeah.
That was the John Bush thing.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Well, during the whole time that James was singing, we were looking for another guitar player to play. And we got a guitar. We did get a guitar player. We had him for about 3 weeks, a month even. And he played one gig with us. It was the only time Metallica ever played as a 5-piece at the Concert Factory in Costa Mesa. And that didn't work out because we were getting ready to go on. We were upstairs getting dressed, and you could look over the balcony and see the stage. And all of a sudden, this guitar solo starts. And we look down there, and there's our guitar player on there, on his knees, playing like Jimi Hendrix or something, just doing his solo act.
This is the guy that you guys were playing with?
Yeah, this is the guy that we had hired as our rhythm guitar player. And we decided from there, we don't need anybody like that. And James says, well, I kind of like to go back to playing rhythm guitar. So that leads us back to just being, looking for a singer. So James sang and played rhythm guitar. But during the time we were looking for a singer, and they really liked John Bush from Armored Saint. They tried their hardest to get him. But he just wouldn't budge. He was too into his Armored Saint thing. And so, 10, 11 years later, he ends up with Anthrax.
Right.
So he's not that far away from Metallica now.
Yeah. So,
I thought I read that they wanted Glenn Danzig, too, but he was out of reach.
Well, that would have been way after me. Maybe James had another, thing that he didn't want to sing.
Okay, well, we're going to take some more phone calls. That'll be coming up. Let's get into some more Metallica, and then we'll also play some more of the old stuff that you brought in right now.
Right.
Let's do Escape. It's 105.5 KNAC. Okay. Well, yeah, I gotta go though. Okay. 105.5 KNAC, mandatory Metallica. Back with Ron McGovney, Pound and Pat.
Yes?
Also here. Any more questions from you on your side there, Pat?
Yeah, what about this story about them throwing your shoes out on the way home from San Francisco?
Oh, well, that's a new one to me. And I really wouldn't put it past Dave to do that to me. I really wouldn't, because he really had contempt for me at the end. And I don't really think I deserved it. I don't know why. Basically, I tried to be the road manager. I had to keep him in line. Somebody had to do it, or we would have never got to any of our gigs. And I would tell him like it is. You got to stop. You got to stop drinking and being totally wasted all the time, or we're never going to get anything done. And they didn't like being told anything, so they just got this contempt for me, and it just culminated to, where things were stolen from me and things were destroyed, and it really wouldn't surprise me at all.
Huh. But you never remember getting back with one shoe like that said?
He could have made that up. I don't remember that.
Who said that? Where'd you hear that?
It was Dave Mustaine said that in the new book,
Unbound?
Yeah, said that they threw a shoe out on the way home from Frisco. And it's funny that he was talking that way about people treating him bad when Aerosmith supposedly treated him bad. And sounds like they gave our friend Ron here a bad steer, too.
Yeah, I heard his interview the
last
other day.
week, yeah.
I thought I was on the Aerosmith roast, listening to the Aerosmith roast station.
Right, I know.
I was waiting for Milton Berle to come up and say something.
It's too bad you couldn't have called in and got through. That would have been an interesting conversation.
Hey, Dave, this is Ron. What the hell do you want? It's probably what he said.
Okay, let's take some more phone calls. Here, let's go to for two.
Agency? Yes, it's from Aaron Bossler.
Aaron Bossler.
Tracy,
You
Yeah?
wish to release?
Hello?
Yes.
do you want to take that call, Tracy?
No, I don't.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Tracy, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, you're on.
Hi. I just had a few things that I wanted to say.
Okay, now you know Tracy.
Yeah, Tracy's my niece. She was around during the Metallica days, so she knew James, and
I knew all of them, and I grew up around James and all those guys, and I don't think that it's really fair the way that they're saying all these lies about my uncle, because if anything, he helped that band get started. He provided all the transportation, a place for them to practice, and I just can't believe that these people who they supposedly were his friends at the time are now backstabbing him. I don't understand what satisfaction they're getting out of doing this.
Well, thanks. You know, this is starting to sound like Oprah.
Yeah. I know. Caller, are you there?
Well, the way that they're saying all these lies about you. I
Yeah.
mean,
I know, I've been dealing with it for the last 11 years, and this is really the only time I've ever said anything about it.
well, I mean, because I grew up around them, and I know the whole story. I know how everything really went, and I don't see where they get off saying this stuff. Especially, well, never mind.
Okay. Don't want to name any names, but he was here last week.
Yeah.
No. Some other unmentionables.
Okay.
But I don't know. I just wanted to call and say that because I don't think it's fair, because my uncle's done everything to help this band, and if it wasn't for him, I don't even think that they would have gotten together, because, like I said, my family helped them out, provided a place for James to live for free, provided transportation, and to haul their stuff all the way to San Francisco, and I don't understand.
Just everything. Are you still a fan, Trace?
Of Metallica?
Yeah.
No.
No. Because of this?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling, Trace, so you can pick up your check later.
Yeah. Okay, Tracy. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hi, KNEC, who's this?
This is Steve Olivares of Montebello.
Hi, man. You're on with Ron, dude.
Hi, Ron.
Hey.
What, you got a question for me?
Yeah. Now that you're not with Metallica anymore, I want to know what you've been doing for the last 11 years.
For the last 11 years. how much time do we have, really? No, I went to school, got a degree, and, you know, I really want to stress to kids nowadays that education is really where it's at. And people that drop out of school are really going nowhere. You know, just like that old Fernando Valenzuela commercial. Remember, be smart, stay in school?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just live by that and, you know, go to school. I went to school, and our family had our own business, truck repair business, and I worked in that for 10 years. We finally closed down last year, and I went to work for the city of Long Beach, so I don't work too far from here. But that's what I've been doing the past 11 years. I got married in 1989. My son was born in 1991, and I have another son on the way.
Oh, that's great.
Thanks.
Hey, hope my parents don't kill me for this long-distance call.
Nope. What, where are you calling from?
Calling from Montebello.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right, dude. Well, thanks for the call.
All right, thanks. I'm still a Metallica fan, though.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
Yeah, so am I.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right.
All right.
Later.
Okay. Yeah, we're not bagging on the band Metallica. You know, I mean, we all still love Metallica.
Oh,
and
no,
everything,
man.
you know.
I'm probably one of their biggest fans.
We're just finding out what was going on in the early days, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, we'll take line 4 here. Hey, that was pretty nice of your niece to call in and.
Yeah, I mean, that really surprised me.
Even gave up an emergency phone call there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. She was around, though. She saw the whole thing, everything was going on, so she knows.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Hi, KNEC, who's this?
Hi, this is Debbie.
Hi, Debbie, you're on the air.
Ron, how you doing?
All right.
Just wondering, after the death of Cliff Burton, if the guys in the band ever approached you to join Metallica again?
No, I don't think it ever crossed their mind, really.
No?
No. Even with Dave out of the band, I don't think that... maybe James might have wanted to, but I really don't think that Lars would have, because we didn't really get along that well. Well, I get along better with him when I'm not seeing him every day, but I don't think that really ever crossed their mind. They never called me and said, hey, come up and audition or anything, so I don't think it really crossed their mind.
Well, thanks, Ron.
Okay.
Back to you.
Thanks a lot. You know, before, when you were still in the band and Dave was still in the band, how long afterwards did they kick Dave out of the band?
Dave was in the band about 2 months longer than I was.
So now, did you see that coming? Or was that surprising to you?
That was kind of surprising to me. I never thought that they would really get their act together. I never thought that once they left, I thought, well, James is going to be making stickers again. He used to work at a sticker factory, and he's going to be making stickers again. Lars is going to move back with his rich parents back to Europe, and Dave will probably be in the street somewhere. but I never really thought they would go anywhere. And it really surprised me when I heard they kicked Dave out. I couldn't believe it, really.
What did you know Kirk?
Oh, yeah, I knew Kirk from playing in Exodus, because they opened up for us when I was in Metallica. And I remember playing the gig because I went up to... They played before us, and I remember walking up to Kirk and saying, "Hey, man, your band's really cool. You know, I really like your band." He's kind of bowing down to us, you know, at that time. No, I mean, the situation's
Yeah.
So...
Okay, you want to talk to him?
Who's this? I used to
Used to party with you. I don't know if you remember.
see. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. What line is it?
Line 3.
Hello, Paul.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. You're on with Ron, man.
Hey, Ronnie, how you doing?
What's up, dude?
I didn't know if you would remember who I was. Remember when me and BC used to go hang out at your pad?
Yeah, at my condo.
Yeah, your condo. Remember I brought that chick that puked in your sink?
Which one, man? There was always, you know, friends bringing their girlfriends over or whoever. There was always people puking all over the place.
Yeah, you know, he's going to clean this stuff up. I said, I'll do it. With Gonzo. Gonzo used to live right down the way from you.
Yeah, Gonzo's probably listening, and
Robert St. Gonzo?
He's probably on his...
Oh, okay.
No, this is another Gonzo. He's
Big.
kind of a strange character, but, you know, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, I just want to find out what you were doing these days. I haven't heard from you in years.
Yeah, I just work for the city of Long Beach. I'm a working man. That's have a family, and, you know, back to that.
Living in Norwalk?
No one in Norwalk. Back to Downey, not too far away.
Oh, that's cool. Well, listen, man, you take care of yourself. It's good hearing from you again.
Okay, Paul.
All right, you take care, bud.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Got another friend.
What?
I'm 23. I'm in a band now called the Dime Store Hood.
Hey, how come you sound like a gang member?
Man,
Cut out, dude.
too long. Hey, man, but I was remembering, man, I heard you on the radio, man. I was thinking about when we went up to Frisco. We played in Oakland.
Yeah.
And how they didn't even have, Metallica didn't even have a TV in their house or
Yeah.
nothing, man.
Well, I was James's apartment. We all went up there and played in Oakland in Phantasm, and we went to James's apartment, and he had a stereo, a little thing sitting on the floor of his apartment. He had like a little teeny-weeny 7-inch TV. He just, you know, lived out like he, you know, made $100 a week. But, you know, we had pretty much fun up there.
And his girlfriend kicked us out.
Yeah, we got too drunk, so his girlfriend kicked us out. Yeah.
All right, man, nice talking to you, bro.
All right, Jim.
Take care.
All right, let's play another tune. What was next on the on that tape?
The unreleased
Yeah.
Sucking My Love.
Oh yeah, Sucking My Love.
Yeah.
Now this is an old Diamond Head.
It's a
tune.
Diamond Head song that they've never released, but you know, you might look forward. They might do it eventually, but I can't imagine James trying to sing this again.
Yeah.
See, this is Diamond Head. This is Metallica trying to beat Diamond Head. This isn't Metallica's version of Diamond Head songs like they do nowadays. So this is Metallica trying to copy Diamond Head.
Why don't we tell them what album it's on, so they, like, if somebody could look for it.
Oh, this would be on Lightning to the Nations. I'm pretty sure they redid it on.
that greatest
Yeah,
hits
they got the
package.
greatest hits package.
Yeah, it's on
They
that.
might have done it on Borrowed Time. I don't know. That was their NCA release.
Okay, well let's check it out. So this is In Your Garage once again.
Yep.
It's 105.5 KNAC. Early Metallica. You know, it sounds pretty good for just In Your Garage.
Yeah, it was just a ghetto blaster hanging from the rafters on a bungee cord.
Oh, really?
That's how it was.
Just kind of hanging there.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow. Okay, so that's an old Diamond Head tune, Sucking My Love.
Yeah.
Sucking, is that what it is?
Yeah, just you know, if you can just imagine what it's about, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Fellatio is, I think, the proper term.
That would be good. Okay, Tory Metallica got extended because of our special guest, Ron McGovney, in here, Pound and Pat.
Yes.
Is also here. You got any more questions that you want to bring up?
Yeah, on this one show, I thought I'd let you explain. We thought they said, get as crazy as you want. Mahubes is picking up the tab. I guess they said something different.
Yeah, what Dave is saying, or Dave or James, I'm not sure which one says it. Could be James, and he says, "Get as crazy as you want because Ron's mom's picking up the tab."
Oh, is that what he says?
Yeah, because we used to use my mom's Visa card to pay for our hotel room and everything. So, and you know, my mom, she was a financial backer, kind of the silent partner.
I think they should have thanked her on the albums.
Yeah, they should have. I mean, she used to iron James's shirts. Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what was the story about those first shirts that you were telling me that?
Oh yeah, I had some shirts made, the Young Metal Attack shirts. In the very first printing, the guy screwed them up real bad, made them gray, and you could hardly even see the logo. And then later I had them printed up, black shirts with white. They came out pretty good. The Young Metal Attack. And
those
then,
were the first set of T-shirts.
Yeah, those would be the first shirts. And then after, probably later in '82, October, November, they came up with that great logo. Can you even say it on the air?
Metal up your ass?
Oh, I guess you just said it.
Okay.
Didn't you?
Yeah. Oh no, we're not allowed to say that one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I said, metal up your ass. I mean, what does that mean? I mean, what's the first song? You know, Scepter in your sphincter. You know, I mean, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. And they didn't like it that I didn't like it. So that was just another thing to add to my add to my hate list.
And what about power metal? Weren't you the one that came up with that term?
Yeah, the power metal. I was at the printers and I was making out some Metallica business cards. I still have some of those too.
Yeah, I got one. That was cool.
Yeah, I gave one to Pat, and all it said was Metallica and it had a phone number. It's like there's no description of what it was or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I just put Metallica and I said power metal. I just made it up while I was standing there at the print shop. And I brought them home after they were printed, and Lars goes, "What's with this, man? What's this power metal?" I'm all, "Hey, you know, it's just something I made up." So they just kind of stuck, and you know, people have used it through the years.
Right.
Yeah, that first 4-song demo, they call that the power metal demos.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Somebody saw the business card, obviously.
Okay.
Any more?
And the picture on page 21, if you have the new book, I understand you know a lot about that.
What's the picture, Tracy?
It's the one we've had on our wall.
Okay, this picture, this is one of a set of pictures that was taken at my house, my camera equipment. I set it all up, my tripod, my camera equipment, and all we did, we moved my pool table, took the pictures off the wall, and I had somebody stand in for me, and I set up the picture with the lights and everything, and then I just jumped in and had somebody snap the picture. So we had a set of these pictures, probably maybe a dozen or so different poses. The person that got credit in this book, that's what really ticks me off about this KJ. He went beyond me, went to this blonde bimbo that I was with for, you know, a while, but I mean a total bimbo, you know, I hate to say the word bitch, but I'll say it. Anyway, he went to her and got this picture from her, and she got a copyright on it. And she might have some problems because they're my pictures, and she's got it in his book. So
You didn't get a penny for it.
No. No, nothing.
Huh. So do you have the original picture of?
Yes, I have
Three or
several.
4 other poses, too. I've
Yeah,
seen
other
them,
poses.
Oh, really?
With the same set of photos.
With Dave in his nice vest?
Yeah, Dave's
Yeah, he looks
little-
like
Pretty nifty vest there, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked him in that preppy alligator shirt with a big joint in his mouth. That really looked out of place.
Yeah, that one will be that one will be printed somewhere. Probably.
Yeah, I think it was a good idea. I think you need to write a book, Ron. With all the pictures that you brought, the photo album that you were just looking at there, Sandy. I mean, those are just classic pictures.
Yeah, probably a lot of people would like to see him.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, why don't we play one more tune? Actually, we'll say goodbye now because we gotta kind of wrap things up. You're gonna be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we will talk with the guy who
Mr.
wrote
Dalton himself.
Yeah, we'll talk with the guy who wrote the book, and you guys can talk about whatever nice things you want to
All right.
discuss. What are we hearing next? This is Jump.
Jump in the Fire. And it sounds like a really primitive version. It must be like
Yeah,
really
it was our newest song at the time, and it's really bad. So, like I said, you know, just listen to it as a bunch of teenagers just learning a song.
Playing in a garage,
That's it.
basically.
It's also got the different words written by Dave Mustaine.
Yeah, Dave Mustaine wrote all the words to Jump in the Fire and the Mechanics. You know, he basically had his brain in his crotch. You can tell by the words. So, you know, that's what you have to listen for.
Okay. Well, thanks once again for coming down, Ron.
All right.
And we will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Okay. And nobody has the stuff that we're playing here.
No, nobody.
This is
Not even the band.
yeah.
This is the only tape that's never that has made it past Lars' sticky fingers because he has all the other tapes. This is the only one.
So nobody has it. This
Nobody.
is only you and
Only me and all your listeners now.
Right.
Yeah. That means the whole country has it.
And
pretty
we
soon.
appreciate that, though.
No,
we
no
appreciate you
problem.
bringing it down. Mandatory Metallic once again for a Thursday night. This would be day 3 of the Ron McGovney trilogy. I guess we
One last time.
last day.
One last visit.
But been having fun though, haven't you?
Oh yeah, it's been great.
Mm.
Yeah.
Why don't we start? You got any questions there, Pat, that you want to start off with?
Yeah.
Go for it.
A couple questions about the new book. We found some errors, just me and Ron looking through it. And there's a story about supposedly the time you played, God, where was that? The Waldorf show? Yeah, the very first one, and it was the group's fans just stayed for you, and they turned their back on Hans Naughty. Was that a true story?
Yeah, James told me that later after we had already played, and I didn't recall it because I couldn't really see it. I wasn't really paying attention. But yeah, what he told me. I can't tell you what I saw because I really wasn't paying attention. But the fans up there really didn't like them. They were a local band, and I guess we were the up-and-coming band, coming up, and they had seen them umpteen many times, and as soon as they came on, they just turned their back on them.
Wow.
Stuff like that.
Must have felt bad for the band. God, it's terrible.
Now, we were supposed to talk with KJ Doughton tonight. I talked to him today at my house, and he was actually pretty cool, and kind of, he was just kind of wondering what it was that you were saying, and kind of agreed with you on the sense of a lot of stuff that is in the book is from one person's perception, which is Lars's perception of him, or James's perception,
And Dave Mustaine.
Then that you would have a whole different viewpoint.
Yeah, he did call me for input on the book, and like I said the other day, I told him I didn't want anything to do with it because I wanted to do my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if he didn't like it, I'm sorry, but he can just keep printing the same thing that's been going around for the past 10 years, and basically that's what he did.
Right. So he won't be calling. That was going to be the big debate call today.
Aww.
So he won't be calling tonight. What else you got for us, Pat? Question-wise, for Ron.
So when did you know that the last day that you could be actually considered in the band still? Do you remember that day?
The last day was probably almost like right when we got back from San Francisco. I known that they were going to get Cliff.
Oh.
Basically, I had this feeling that they were going to get him at the last show, at the Waldorf show, and I just kind of basically said to myself, well, I'll just put up with it. And Cliff was there, hanging out with us, this and that,
At the show?
Yeah, at the show. And all of a sudden, you're 4 guys, and then all of a sudden, here comes this outsider, and he's hanging out, and these guys are kissing his butt here and there. I'm going, well, I guess I just have to live with it, and when we get back home, I'll deal with it then. But, Cliff was standing out. It was pouring rain. I mean, it was freezing. If you know what San Francisco's like, it's freezing cold and pouring rain, and he's standing out in the rain. We're loading up to go, and I say, hey, man, you want to ride? He just says, no, that's cool. So he's standing out there getting drenched. But, I kind of saw it coming then.
Was there ever a next show the day at Mahube's?
I'm really kind of vague on when the Mabuhay show was, but I remember playing there, and I remember us getting turned off. We started going longer than our set was allowed, and they cut us off. And I jumped off the stage, and I was ready to kick the guy's ass because he just completely shut us down. I mean, pulled the power, pulled the lights, everything right off on us, just like as we were in the middle of a song.
Wow.
And, we were just madder than hell.
Because that's what it says in a lot of books, that November 30th at Mahube's was your last show.
That could have been. I'm pretty vague on when that was, because I have the scrapbook that I kind of look at to keep me informed of when these dates were, and I don't happen to have a flyer from that show.
Yeah, I've seen the one for the 29th, the Waldorf one.
Yeah, I do have those, but as for the Mabuhay show, I'm not sure when that was. So.
In that book, that photo album there that you got,
yeah,
the receipt that we were just looking at, was that your first paid gig?
I wouldn't call it paid.
How much?
Yeah, I was playing. It was at the Troubadour, and they used to give out those discount tickets, and you're supposed to give them to your friends and whatever, and then they'd pay a half price or whatever, and then they'd pay you a certain percentage of your tickets and this and that, and By the time they got taken out all the expenses and everything, we got paid $46.90 for playing the Troubadour. And well, the whiskey was better because when we played with Saxon, they gave us $100. We thought we were happy, man. $100 even, you know. So,
Well, what was the story about Rat? You told me that they liked to have you open for them.
yeah, they thought we were a big joke.
Oh.
They did. So they thought that it was the mentality of the early '80s bands, you know. Like, say, look at the old big Van Halen shows. They always get totally unknowns, you know, totally crummy just to build themselves up. So they would call us up because they thought we were a big joke, because they thought everybody hated us. So that would just make them look all the better. So that's why they would call us.
The joke's on them now.
Yeah.
They suck.
And Ozzy showed up at one of those weird. You guys were just talking about that.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
get that whole thing.
Yeah, the Saxon show, which would have been March 27th, 82, which was probably maybe 5 or 6 days after Randy Rhoads was killed. And Ozzy was at the gig, at the Whiskey, sitting there at a table, just completely zombied. And he's just sitting there with a blank look on his face. And I can't say if, you know, Ozzy was at our gig and he saw us and liked us. I don't know if he even saw anything. But he was pretty dazed. I mean, it can be imagined that he should be.
Yeah. Okay, let's play some tunes right now. We still have some more the No Life Till Leather stuff that you have. Is that the stuff that went around, or is this something special that we...
No, this is my tape, which is a lot better than the one Pat had. The one Pat had was a bootleg onto a CD, which is somebody down the line recorded it really slow.
Okay.
So it doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all the people out there have the same thing I have.
And then we have some stuff that you have.
Yes, the first 4-song demo. I guess somebody stole the tape that he had of it.
Yeah.
Okay. But right now, let's do something off Master of Puppets. Oh, let me ask you this. Okay, we've already figured that you still like Metallica.
Oh, sure.
What about Megadeth?
Megadeth? Yeah, I kind of like... Wow. Oh, boy, it threw me a curve. Yeah. No, I like Megadeth's music. I really do.
Okay.
I'll say the music.
Okay. It's 105.5 KNAC, mandatory Metallica.
I don't know if we're going to take any calls tonight.
Oh, I don't know.
If we
We'll
have
see.
time.
Michael screen them there. If you guys want to call, are you up for it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So if you guys got any calls, feel free to call up. Let me ask you this. It's 105.5 KNAC, mandatory Metallica, Ron McGovney, Pound and Pat, Dangerous Dan. All right. Any of the older songs, anything like off of Ride the Lightning and stuff like that, did you help in any of those, and they just came out later?
The only song that I can really say that we started writing when I was in the band was later called The Call of Cthulhu. But we had a name for it then called The Hills Ran Red for some reason. I don't know why. But
was that early Metallica, or was that like Leather Charm days?
No, that was Metallica. It would have been like December of '82. We started on that song. We never played it live or anything. But that would probably be the only song.
Okay.
In the comic book that I have, it says that was going to be called Leper Messiah. So I guess they got the story backwards.
No.
Straighten it out.
Well, it was When Hell Freezes Over. Wasn't that true? I'm asking you.
I think that's what they put on the bootleg.
I think so. I think it was When Hell Freezes Over, too.
Yeah, so they've come up with 3 or 4 different titles
Yeah.
for that song.
What else you got for him, Pat?
I thought we were going to hear the tune off of No Life Till Leather.
Well, let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is, are we going to play Phantom Lord?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite off the demo because if you listen to Dave's leads, they just totally smoke. I got to give credit where credit's due because Dave is a great guitar player.
Yeah, he was bad back then.
Yeah, he is. He is fast, really fast. And you listen to it and take out your Kill 'Em All album and then you compare the two.
Yeah,
You
him
see-
and Kirk. Yeah, it is a big difference.
Yeah. So you see which one you like.
Okay, check it out. Phantom Lord.
Right off the master copy, unlike all the generation versions I've had.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds good for just a little demo thing back in the...
Oh yeah, man.
Early days.
Dave was smoking, man. I'll tell you, I remember making that demo in the studio, and Lars was standing about 5 feet away from him when he was doing the leads, just trying to give him encouragement, just headbanging, in front of him, trying to give him a little audience, trying to
Right.
give him encouragement to do it. He had to do the leads, I don't know, 4 or 5 different times, but the last ones turned out great.
That's what people always said about him, that he was great playing fast, but he was having problems like with slow melodic parts.
Yeah, It was just basically his guitar sound wasn't that great. He would not change from that BC Rich.
Oh.
James had the good guitar sound. He had the heavy, crunchy guitar sound, and Dave wouldn't change for anything. I don't know why, but finally, he has through the years. But if you listen, even the early Megadeth, it's a pretty wimpy guitar sound.
And you told me that he was the one that got most of the girls back in those days.
Yeah, he was like the sex symbol of the band, if you want to call anybody.
Dave was the chick magnet.
Chick magnet. Yeah.
And James is the singer. That's really funny.
Yeah, well, James isn't the cutest guy in the world, but I could get hit for saying that now to all you fans, but Dave was the one that he had the personality. James was more of an introvert, more of a quiet kind of guy. And Dave was the big partier, big mouth,
Right.
So he's the one who drew in all the people.
Did James hang out with the stoner crowd in high school, or was he anti-drugs?
No, I wouldn't call it a stoner crowd. We were like I would call it a heavy metal music crowd. None of us were stoners, if you want to call it that. We didn't really do any of that stuff. James wouldn't smoke anything because he didn't want to mess up his voice or anything.
Even before he started singing, he never smoked pot, like in junior high or nothing?
I'm not saying he didn't, but after we started getting into the band thing and everything, he wouldn't touch any of that kind of thing.
Was real serious about
he was
singing.
Serious musician, that's all he ever wanted to be. All he ever wanted to be when we were in school was to be a rock star.
Yeah, that's what you had. Was it you had the thing where he says where it's you give your last quote?
Yeah,
in
his high school remembrance.
In high school, and it was be a rock star.
Get rich and play guitar.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
And he did it.
That's the way he signed my annual, my yearbook, my last yearbook. He didn't even go to the school to Downey High School, but he signed it and saying, I hope Leather Charm happens, and let's stay skinny and keep our image and keep long hair and this and that and stuff like that.
Leather Charm. I love that. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think you probably just answered somebody's question here. Hello, KNEC.
Hi.
Hi, who's this?
Rana.
What's your name? Okay, you're on.
Okay, well, I guess you answered my question, but I also have another question. I was wondering, do you regret ever leaving Metallica now that they're, so big and stuff?
What was the last part?
Do you regret ever leaving now that they're so big and stuff?
Oh, sure. Every time I collect my paycheck, I regret it. Yeah, well, at the time, it looked like my only way out because things were just not going in the right direction. It was kind of a bad thing at that time, and maybe if I would have known what was going to happen, 10, even 5 years down the line, I probably would have stuck with it. But I had no vision to the future at that point.
Okay.
Okay, but wait, what about the book? Are you gonna release a book with the pictures in it?
Yeah. Basically, I'm talking to people right now, and we'll see what happens with that. But it should be a lot of things that really trip a lot of people out when they see them.
Okay.
And we'll have him down here the day it comes out for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is this your guy? You're on. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Who's this?
This is Mike. Am I on the air?
You're on, dude.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, is this Mike Kelly?
Yes, this is... Oh, come on, don't say my last name.
Oh, okay.
Mike Johnson.
Just a simple Mike will do.
That's all right. Well, we used to call him in high school. He was the high school scalper. We used to get all our concert tickets from him.
Yes, great. All right.
Yeah, we used to call you Smelly Kelly. Did you know that too?
Yeah, I remember that. In fact, you weren't the only one who said that, by the way. I've heard that since I was in my diapers, practically, when I was in kindergarten.
All right, Mike, what's your question?
Anyway, I just wanted to know, who taught you how to play the bass? And second, how's your health right now? Because me and Jim miss playing racquetball with you. And third, I want to say hi to Jim and say you know who you are out there, and that's it.
Okay.
Who taught you to play bass?
To play the bass, James did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I had no clue. I had no clue. I didn't know what... I had like I said, I'd taken guitar lessons, acoustic lessons, but I was taking it from a Spanish-style guitar player, classical
Flamenco,
guitar. Yeah, that kind of guitar. And when you first plug in a guitar and you hit it, it's totally different than a classical guitar. But and then I got the one with the 4 strings. I go, 4 strings? Hey, they're too far apart. What am I supposed to do? So James, James can play anything. I'll tell you right now, he can play guitar, he can play bass, he can play piano, he can play drums. And
Oh, of course, I've never seen him do all that in concert.
I know, Mike, you're privileged.
But I didn't know that. Shit, I just thought you heard it on your own or something.
Hey, watch your language.
Oh, sorry about
We have
that.
an emergency call for 437-5622.
No, we won't take it. Thank you.
That's the second time.
I know, look at that.
Oh,
my God.
As for my health for racquetball, I don't know, I haven't played in a while. My knee's still kind of screwed up, but, I'm ready to try it again.
Yeah, I thought it's been a long time. It probably would heal by now, but...
Yeah.
Okay, Mike?
All right. Ron, I'll talk to you sometime in the future, huh?
Okay, Mike.
Okay.
See ya.
Hi, Candy C. Who's this?
This is Robbie at Buena Park.
All right, Robbie, do it, man.
Hey, Ron.
Hello.
Yeah, you said that you still sometimes hang out with Metallica, like backstage.
Yeah. Well, I did before I did these shows. We'll see what happens. Yeah. What's the
I was
question?
wondering if you ever still talk to Dave at all.
Dave Mustaine?
Yeah.
The last time I talked to Dave was about 2 years ago. He called me. He called me out of the blue, and said that it was part of his 12-step drug rehabilitation. Well, one of his steps was to write a list of the people that he has wronged in his life and call and apologize. And I just happened to be on his list, and he called and says, "I'm sorry for this." He didn't say, "I'm sorry for throwing your shoe out." No, he said, "I'm sorry for this. Yeah, my friend stole your bass and your leather jacket." And
Did he admit to pouring a beer on your bass?
He wouldn't admit to that. No, but he didn't do it on his own. That's what made me mad. He did it because he was forced to in this program, and I really don't know if he meant it, but he did it anyway. That was the last time I talked to him. Before that, was backstage at the Damage
Justice.
Yeah, Damage Justice tour, and he was completely ripped out of his mind on something, and I don't know, but I was talking to him. Now that's probably the last time that I can remember Lars and James and me and Dave being in the same, within 20 feet of each other, and I remember Dave saying, "Yeah, I kicked James' ass once, I could do it again." I'm going, "Yeah, sure." I mean, he weighs about 140 pounds. James is a foot taller, in good shape. I'm going, "Yeah, I don't think so."
And did you really stop a fight one time when James supposedly kicked Dave's dog? It says you jumped on his back in the book.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Dave, like the idiot he was, he brought his pit bulls to practice for some reason. He thought they could help the band, I don't know. But they were jumping on my car, and James says, "Hey, man, get those dogs out of here because they're going to scratch up Ron's car." And he goes, "I could bring my dogs anywhere I want to, blah, blah, blah." And it went inside, and Dave ended up punching James all the way across the room. I mean, just went from one end to the other. Wow. I mean, he just went flying. And I saw it, and I jumped on Dave's back. And he flipped me like a judo expert or something. Just, But then he got kicked out. He got kicked out of the band right there. You're out of the band. But he came crying back the next day, and literal tears, too.
Hey, I wanted to ask you also, do you still play bass at all?
I have my stuff sitting in my closet, basically gathering dust. I haven't really in years, not since I was in Phantasm, have I really played bass. I pick up my acoustic guitar every once in a while.
You thinking of ever starting a band again?
No, not really. I don't think so. I lose too many friends that way.
Huh.
Okay, man?
All right, thanks.
Thanks a lot.
See you later.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. He is with us once again, original bass player for Metallica, day 3 of having Ron. Let's take some more phone calls here. Where's that? Hello.
Hi.
Hi, who's this?
Eric.
Hi, Eric. You're on, man.
Hi, I have a question. For Ron.
Okay.
Go ahead.
If you didn't leave the band, you'd be dead because of Cliff? Like when you crashed?
Yeah, I get your question. Yeah, that has crossed my mind through the years. If I didn't ever leave and blah, 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 if I would have been, sitting where he was. But I think only fate can tell that. I don't know. I can't really see it. But, nobody ever expects a crash to to take someone's life like that. It's just a tragic accident, and Cliff was a really, really nice guy. I mean, he was really down-to-earth guy. He was probably the best guy to hang out with in the band.
Right?
Yeah, but that has crossed my mind, to tell you the truth, but, you know, it's just fate.
Interesting question, though, bud.
Thanks.
Okay, man, thanks.
All right, there. Bye.
All right. Hi, Candy C.
Hi, my name's Lucy from Bellflower.
Hi, Lucy from Bellflower.
Okay, I have a question for Ron.
Okay.
I want to know, why does, like, everybody...
Emergency interrupt from Aaron Vossner. Do you want to give out the line?
Do you know that person? No, thanks.
375622.
Yeah, no, thanks. We don't want it.
That was mean?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, they're just trying to, all these people just trying to get through.
I noticed.
So.
They had me on hold. The same operator came on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was like, do you want to take the call? I was like,
Okay. Folks, quit calling in on emergency breakthroughs, okay? Because we're not going to take the call.
okay.
Just so they know.
Question is, why does everybody hate Mr. Mustang? I mean, Mr. Mustang.
It's not that.
No, it's just like, I read so many articles and like Slayer and all these other bands, they just criticize him. They think he's Mr. Goody Two-Shoes or something. And, well, I just want to know.
Well, it's not that we hate Dave. I don't hate Dave. I mean, I through the years, I've grown to like him, but earlier he was really...
No way.
Hi, Aaron's calling, wants an emergency for 437-5622. Will you release?
Man.
That's number 4.
I know. What's the last name?
Aaron, he didn't give him the first name.
Okay, send him through.
Thank you.
It's the last one, though.
Yeah. Dude? Hello?
He's not on.
Oh, he has to hang up. And then call back.
She has to hang up. Okay, we will answer your question, hon. You just listen to the radio and we'll answer that.
All right.
And we'll get done with Bonehead here.
All right, then, thanks.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks. That was, why does everybody hate Dave? We'll get to that one. Yo? Is he there? Okay.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Okay, yeah, go to the Dave thing.
Yeah, people don't hate Dave. He's just got a real strong personality, and, I mean, if anybody listened to the interview last week, you can just get an idea of, you know, he's really opinionated, and he makes it known exactly what he thinks, and, if you don't like it, tough. But...
And then his book, too. He exactly wasn't nice to you.
Yeah, I know it. But he was probably just telling the truth. You know, he probably did do all that stuff to me. I can't say that he's sorry for it or anything, but...
Yeah, it didn't seem like apologetic at all.
Yeah, I don't know why, but, you know, he's just that way. I mean, you can listen to any of the live tapes, and he does all the talking in between the songs and everything. He's just a mouse.
105.5 KNAC, Metallica.
From Waldorf. And he was telling me that was recorded purposely to be a live demo.
Yeah, we made that our official live show, and because the tape came out pretty well, and so we recorded it and sent it out as being our official live tape.
Called Live Metal Up Your Ass?
That's... I don't know. If you say so, yeah. I'll take your word for it.
The book said that. They had a cover for it on the book, like towards the end.
Yeah, that could be true. But that would have been released after I was in the band if they were making up covers and stuff.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Well, we're probably going to have to wrap things up. So you think you'll get any calls from any of the band members from doing this?
I might get a letter from their lawyer. I don't know. I doubt we'll get a direct call, but they'll hear about it.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
I'm positive, actually. Now, if they, you know, when Dave was here last week and they were talking about releasing...
Yeah, that's what he said. I was sitting right here and I couldn't believe it.
No Life Till Leather, is that what it was? Now, would that be... you would have to get something for that, correct?
I'd have to get something, or they'd have to call it something else, because, first of all, I came up with the name No Life Till Leather for the bootleg. I mean, for the bootleg, for the demo. See, James had that as the first line of Hit the Lights, right? So I figured, well, I mean, if it's going to be your first, you know, official demo, you just take the first line of the lyrics. So I said that at one practice, and they liked it, so we used that.
Wow,
and,
no one's ever mentioned that before.
Yeah, and And also, you know, if they put it out with somebody else playing bass, then it wouldn't be No Life to Leather.
Right.
It'd be something else.
We can't really do that.
Yeah.
So I heard Dave's interview, and he didn't say one word about me. He just said me and Lars and James. So they're trying to, you know, get me out of the picture already.
Skating by.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that.
Okay, well, Ron, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, it was fun. This is the first time I've really done this kind of thing.
Yeah, you did real well,
and it was fun.
Yeah, we're both glad you came. We're all glad that you came down. It was very interesting. Learned a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if anybody has any questions, they can write them to us, and we'll forward them to Ron.
Yeah. Yeah. Just back to obscurity for me.
There you go. Yeah. Well, we're going skiing though.
Oh yeah, we will.
Okay. All right. So that pretty much does it for Mandatory Metallica for tonight. Thank you very much, Ron.
Yes, in America, although your music is not played on the radio.
Well, I think it comes down to a question of demand. There's a lot of people that want to hear things that'll never be played on the radio. And so they'll find it one way or another, you know, and they've found it in us, or at least some of them have.
Your image is very much streetwise type of, it's more an English image than an American image. Now in the States there's this wave of glam rock type band, you know, like Motley Crue, etc. And this as an sort of stop tuning becoming success. So in the States as well.
What do I what as well?
You know, the fact that you have an English image, which is not like a commercial type of image in England, in the States, hasn't stopped you to become successful.
Well, I think the image that we have is the image that is us when we are at home, you know, sitting around. This is what we are. I mean, maybe, you know, a lot of the English bands adopted the, you know, non-image as image, so to speak, you know, a while back, some years ago. But as far as it being an English thing, I wouldn't really say that. It's just that we chose not to bother with any of the fancy imagery. You know, it's just us not wanting to bother with any of that, you know. I mean, there's so much of it there that we all become disgusted with that very quickly, almost immediately as soon as it happened.
You maybe think that the kids relate more to you because you are like a...
Like them.
Yeah, like them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You started the thrash music movement in a way, and now there's quite a lots of bands that either imitating you or whatever. They sound very much like Metallica, but they're not as big as Metallica. So which differences do you think there is between you and these other type of thrash metal bands?
Well, I think there's a lot of different factors involved there. You have to look at things like general songwriting ability, okay? If you listen to a Metallica song, especially the later material that we're doing, is they're very complicated and well-structured arrangements. There's a lot of thought put into the arrangement. Whereas a lot of bands simply say 1, 2, 3, go, and just play real fast and heavy, and we're doing more than just doing that. That's one factor. Another factor is the fact that we were doing it long before a lot of the other ones, and I think those that start things have an advantage over those that follow. We've also been lucky. We've had good people working with us as far as management and you know, all the things that, and a record company and all that kind of stuff. You know, we've been fortunate to have good people with us, and all these factors and more combined to produce success.
And since 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, when you played the Bourget, and then you were supposed to come with the rods, and the gig
Yeah.
wasn't selling. Lots of
Yeah.
things have changed.
Yeah.
Do you think this is very much related to your management? Which is obviously a big deal you're at.
Yeah, partially, but I think it's more related to the material that we've released, mostly Master of Puppets. I think that album did a lot for the English audiences, more so than any of our previous albums had. And plus, when we did Donington, that I think did a lot for us. The combination of those two things have changed some of the attitudes in the English public about Metallica for the better.
Well, also in all Europe anyway, because you're quite big in Europe as well.
I think Europe, though, has always been much easier for us, as in better audiences in general than England has been. I mean, because before, we'd only done 2 marquee gigs, a Lyceum gig, and then Donington, and those are small gigs, and the Hell on Earth tour that was supposed to take place was canceled due to lack of ticket sales. But before that, we toured France and Germany and the rest of Europe a couple of times and achieved a fair amount of success, more so than we had in England. So I think the difference is, although I haven't been to Europe yet, it's really drastic difference in England. Whereas Europe has always been fairly good to us. We've not had a problem there, as far as having to cancel, like the Hell on Earth thing. We've never had to cancel in Europe because of that.
You were talking about lyrics before, and there's one song that you wrote, No Remorse, and there's this thing happening in the States, that guy shooting and then singing this song.
Yeah.
And there's also Ozzy Osbourne with this Suicide Solution song. He's been not charged, but you know what it means. Do you think that is that kids really take lots of notice of what the lyrics of their favorite bands talk about?
Yeah, I think they do, but I also believe that if someone has it inside them to commit an act, then that act would be committed anyway. I mean, it's very, very easy for someone to place the blame on something other than the person that committed the act. I think it's people looking for scapegoats, I mean, it's human nature is such that if that is within someone, that will come out one way or another. To kill, if a person is going to kill, they're going to kill. We don't make people kill. Ozzy doesn't make people kill. It's I don't see their
But
point in
this
that.
thing doesn't make you think that maybe you would like to write about something more happier and things like that?
No.
Or you just write because it's like if you're depressed or whatever, you write about your feelings?
Yeah, we're not a bunch of really happy people, and there's no use trying to write about something that you don't feel. It comes out false, I mean, there's plenty of happy music around. If people want to listen to happy music, they can buy happy records. But if we didn't write this kind of thing, someone else would, and someone would listen to that. And, and it's freedom of speech and freedom of expression, and that's what we believe in.
Music for Nation is a very small, independent label. And have you ever thought of sort of changing into a major label and the good and bad things that it could bring to you?
Yes, we have. That's a business thing. That is. That's a business discussion.
You can't talk about it. 2 years ago, did you expect to become so popular? Or because I remember I saw Cork and Lars at the Venom, in the Venom Museum, and they looked a bit not depressed, but sort of looked like things were not happening. And
Um,
now, obviously, things are much changed. I mean, sold out here, and you're going on a tour for many months and stuff. Did you expect that, or did you ever thought, oh, you'll never make it?
We don't expect anything. We just go out and do what we do and hope people like it and try and please ourselves artistically.
Mm-hmm.
And these are our goals. And we don't sit back and say, oh, I hope we're big next year, or I hope this, I hope that. We just go and do it and don't put a lot of thought into what might happen or what could happen. We just think about what's happening, you know, and try and make that happen now, you know, what we're dealing with now. That's where we concentrate on. We try not to think too much about the future because it's
Question mark.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Question mark.
And has anything changed anyway? You know, what this assesses?
Fair enough.
Good enough? You want this?
Cheers, yeah.
What has this assess changed then in the band, in personal? You know, the fact that now if you want to buy this and that, you can do it, or if you want to.
Well, it's
get a kit.
It's given us some freedom.
Mm.
You know, I think the main thing is people in the business, are no longer in doubt of what we can achieve. There's no pressure whatsoever on this group to do something other than our own way. I think people realize that we have struck a very responsive chord with the public, and in turn the business people see that as money, and so they don't try and change that in any way. It's given us a free hand, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Artistically.
Yeah. How's the current tour been going on?
How is it?
Yeah.
It's great. It's really amazing. The British people and the Irish and the Scottish, for that matter, they have all been excellent to us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been better than we had hoped for.
And
Really good.
What are the plans for, when you finish the tour? Are you going on?
After we finish the complete European tour, we'll go to Japan. Well, first we'll go to America and do some Canadian and Eastern United States gigs for about 10 days, and then go to Japan and do about a week over there, and then possibly Australia or South America, but that's up in the air. After that, we'll go home for the holidays probably, and then start to put together the next album.
Have you already written the song for the next album?
No, none of it. We just have some riffs, I mean, that's what we do first, is get riffs together. And then after we're done touring, we take the time to make the riffs into songs, which is very time consuming. It takes a long time.
I think it's enough.
Is that good?
Yeah.